So really, though, the only way I found to get rid of negativity is not to engage in it. And it's really hard when someone's like, harassing you, right? But I feel like you should only just have to take care of it once, and you should have warned them several times and specifically told them, Michael Fossum, Sex Dungeon Master, please don't ever make any damaging remarks about me someday to the subjects of mine. Hey Chester, what's up? Because I'm like a goddess in the rave scene, and you know, maybe someday we'll let you hang out with us. And when you're shanging out, that's specific. Let me explain that. Let me define that. To shang out, it's like hanging out, but it's like when you're really fucked up and slurring your speech. So you're like, hey, you want to hang out sometime? That's shaking out. Just like scrogging somebody is not like making love. It's not like fucking them like a jackrabbit. It's like, yeah, we scrogged. We were studying, we end up scrogging. One of those things. So there's some good language for you guys to use, because I know you're fucking playing Dungeons and Dragons without me, and I cannot find anywhere. Nobody will sell me the fucking game, and so I saw it come through, right? Paradise, right? We would have all gotten that, right? It was a rave. It was called Pair of Dice, right? With two big yes, right? And then they threw a party. It was called Paradox. And so if you know, you know, and if you don't know, I'm sorry. So we're still playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I don't know how that works exactly, but I'm the race car, because the race car forward and race car backwards is still raw chip enable, C, which would be CA, capable. What's another word? Red light or something like that. I don't know. I need a better acronym for car. But race car is like, yeah, raw chip enable, chip able. Register or something like that. That's how I would look at it. And so don't question how I do things. And yeah, I obviously am not the bank for anything. I don't even handle my own money. As you see, I have to beg for money from Grams like a little bit at a time. Why? Because I would clearly, if I was in charge of money of anything, I would clearly get myself into trouble by either not spending all my own money, but whatever I had access to, like embezzlement or like, when we play Monopoly, everybody knows I steal from the bank or like other people when they're not looking. If they, like, it must be here. It must be here. How would you know to take the one thing that was? I'm like, I fucking know, yo, Feshnik. And so, nobody lets me handle any of that shit for myself, so I don't get myself into trouble. But I'm the race car in Dungeons and Dragons, and if there is not a race car in Dungeons and Dragons, there is in my version of it, and I know you guys are playing without me. So, yeah. And I know, yeah, I heard that echo back, right? And so who is on the Columbia ship, right? And I heard that echo back. Somebody that yes, that asked me today to work on stuff after Gramps had told me to work, after I did tons of stuff last night. And I was like hardcore balling, taking care of shit left and right last night. And I was mean and getting stuff done. And somebody was like, hey, could you maybe? And I was like, fuck that shit. And then I ended up doing it anyway by pure accident, trying to take care of something else. And so that in my heart tells me is why I'm winning, which was my phrase originally. That was my password to everything back in the day. Winning, exclamation mark, capital K, 69, all right? Ask any of the IT guys. They all know. Everybody knows. Because you know how someone needs your password and you have winning, exclamation mark K, 69. They're like, don't worry. That's what everyone is like. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm still winning, and I know you guys are playing without me. And So damage is not okay through gossip and slander. And if someone's talking trash about you or whatever, you just don't put your time and energy into that. It's a dead issue. And I don't have to explain unless you want to argue with them, because that's really great foreplay. I don't recommend cutting people's tongues out, because you never know if someday you might want them to go down on you. And I don't recommend, hurting other people, or completely going around and trying to justify it or show up at court or like prove yourself innocent, right? Because then it just tells everybody that you care, and then you already lost, right? If you notice and you care, because the people around you will go, ooh, there's something there that made them react. Maybe I should explore that in my own fucked up human way. And and that's just not okay. So there we go. I feel like I'm getting shorter and shorter on my explanations. Yeah? No? Maybe. All right. And as John McCabe would say, stop.